2017, I was in a club in New York City, and me and a bunch of mates, we went to watch the rapper Cupcake, and the club was just like hectic. It was so packed, you could not move, and I was like by myself at one point, and this guy next to me obviously like took advantage of the fact that no one could fucking move, and he just started like touching me up, like fully like up my leg, like in my crotch. Like it made me like freeze completely because I was in so much shock. And then I looked to my left to see who it was, and it was this really famous fashion designer, and like I just couldn't believe that he was doing that to me. It just made me even go into even more shock. But it was like really fucked up, and then like I just had to like slowly move myself away. So I thought in the previous video the better thing to do was just to not mention any names, but this comment surprised me just because they actually got it right, and turns out Alexander Wang is a massive sexual predator, and there's been a load of other people that he's done this to. So in that case, he needs to be exposed.
Hey friends, hola amigos, how's it going? If this is your first time seeing my face, hello, what's up, how are you? My name is Mariah. So this new situation surrounding Alexander Wang reminded me of an article in regards to Terry Richardson. Now I'm only going to read a portion of this article before I talk about the situation with Alexander Wang, but I think that it's good for an opener so that you guys understand where I'm coming from when I give my opinion on this situation. So this article is from New York Times. It was published October 27th, 2017. I will link it down below as well so you can read the entire article. But the article is entitled, Terry Richardson is just the tip of the iceberg. Eddie Campbell, a model who has been featured in campaigns for Chanel and Dior, among others, said, the reality is that the floodgates are already open regarding Terry Richardson. He's been blacklisted once before, and it's not that much of an emotional, psychological, or commercial leap to blacklist him again. The difficulty is addressing the other people, the ones who are celebrated by the fashion industry, and who are still at the very heart of it. This will not be solved simply by banning the use of one photographer. While there are many creative and morally reputable professionals in the industry, it is also rife with reports of lines being crossed. The problem is much larger than Terry, who has become the scapegoat and the quickest means for this industry to absolve itself from any responsibility, said David Bonnevier, the co-founder of DNA Models. Kate Grand, the editor of Love magazine and a stylist who works with brands including Marc Jacobs and Miu Miu, and who earlier this week reposted a statement from Ms. Campbell on Instagram to the same effect, wrote in an email, I don't want to sound like I'm defending him, but I thought it was important to put into perspective that every model has a story of a photographer, client, art director, or stylist behaving inappropriately. The best kept secret is an open secret. And it seems to be like a lot of these things that are coming forward, they're new information to us, but within the industry, people already knew and warned individuals to either not work with them or to keep their eye out on this person when they decide to work with them. You know what I'm saying? But all around, the situation is fucked, regardless. You get what I'm saying? So let's talk about Alexander Wang. Fashion designer Alexander Wang has been accused of sexual assault. On Monday, S Model Management, SMM, and Diet Prada, two popular Instagram accounts that seek to expose wrongdoing in the fashion world, respectively, shared posts compiling accusations made on social media by people who say the New York City-based designer sexually assaulted them. While some allegations were made anonymously, the insider, unable to verify the identities of the individuals, two people who publicly accused the designer of sexual assault spoke to Insider. Representatives for Wang did not respond to Insider's request for comment on the allegations, but the designer, who is known for working with A-list clientele, declined comment to InStyle through a spokesperson. One post says, Alexander Wang is an alleged sexual predator. Many male models and trans models have come out and spoke up about the alleged sexual abuse that Alexander Wang has inflicted upon them. It is important to show your support to these victims by unfollowing Alexander Wang and boycotting his clothing line. My friend did a modeling job and Alexander Wang was there. They ended up partying together and he kept offering my friends drinks even though he didn't want to drink that much. But he wanted to be polite. It ended up getting pretty drunk. The next thing he remembers is being in a room with Alexander Wang, and he had taken off his pants and was making him touch him and was trying to make him give him a BJ even though he was straight, and told him he was straight. My friend was barely coherent, but he ended up pushing him away and walking out the door. He has been scarred ever since. Alexander Wang is absolutely known for those things you're posting. One friend of mine who is a trans man was in a limo for an after party with him a while ago. Upon getting inside the car, they were given water and they felt uneasy about the whole thing because Alexander was making sure they all finished their water. A few moments after, they noticed they were rolling and had been given Molly water. This was a regular occurrence because a year after being told this story, I also heard other people confirm that they also got drugged on the way to an after party. Most of them left, obviously, because they were unknowingly on a lot of MDMA. After seeing your stories, I want to add my voice so that Alexander Wang is exposed for the monster he is. Once after a show, he did the same Molly water trick on me. I didn't know at the time, but I'm bipolar, and the Molly sent me into a manic episode followed by psychosis. His smug prank literally put me in the hospital for weeks and ruined my career. Still, in some horrible way, I'm grateful that I had to be admitted to a psych unit that night because who knows what would have happened had things gone as he planned. This sounds like my encounter with him at Bedlam on AFC a few years ago. He picked me out randomly and wanted to buy me shots, then really pressured me to drink out of this huge bottle of vodka he was toting around. The memory is a bit blurry, but I remember being dragged, like tugged out of the bar to his taxi. I can't remember anything else from the night, but remember waking up in his bed, being so confused, and he had taken my pants off and had his head down there. I had no idea where or who this was until I saw his face. I woke up so stunned and confused with a gash between my brows from the bottle he hit me with while forcing me to drink the night before. It was so scary waking up there very lost. He hitting people in the face with bottles just to get them in the bed with him. This is out of control. A few years back, a friend told me he was at an event when his group of friends were hanging out, plus in the group was Alex. As the night went on, he became keen with my friend who was straight, and eventually invited him back to his apartment in New York for an after party. He went along assuming it would be harmless, but Alex continued to intentionally get him way too fucked up and then tried to take his clothes off. He made an excuse about having an emergency and left his apartment immediately. Now, I want to say something, and this might be controversial, but what is up with these gay men in the industry targeting straight men? Because Alexander Wang isn't the first person that there has been allegations of him sexually harassing or sexually assaulting men, but straight men. You know what I'm saying? Like, that allegation has been made against Jeffree Star as well. What's up with that? So then the article continues, with everything that has come to light, I want the focus to be on the many allegations pouring in after I shared my story, Mooney said in a statement he shared with Insider. Although what happened to me was unacceptable, The stories being told by other victims is the reason why I have gone public. The SMM account later posted its accusations to its main feed and 213,000 followers on Monday, alleging that it had heard from other people accusing the designer of inappropriate behavior. Male and trans models are often overlooked in the conversation of sexual assault in the modeling industry, but not today, SMM wrote in its caption. We can't let famous people get away with sexual assault just because they're on a pedestal. They need to be held accountable just like every other abuser. Shout out to them. Stand by your models. Just like the Terry Richardson article said, dude, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Ain't no telling who else has done some garbage shit. Yikes. So if you happen to like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Also subscribe because it's free.